Hey, family. Another day to get better. I'm going to continue on with about values. Last video I did was on defining values, and I did go back to that video and I attached a PDF to that video. That would be defining values part 1. So this is the continuation of that. There might be 3 or 4 videos on values. I'm going to get started here. So this is something I found written by a lady named Grace Smith. An article I found online. Basically, so yeah, I'm going to read through this stuff because I find that I'm going to read it a couple of times. There's some of the same information in all 3 videos, but until I get a clear understanding of it, I'll keep going through it. But research shows that people are 60% more likely to be happy and satisfied when they live by their core values. Yeah, me included here. Many of us feel like we are drifting through life, unanchored and cut off from what really counts. This lack of connection often makes people think aimless and unhappy in their personal and work lives. To overcome this, we need to be clear about our personal ideals and act on them. So, personal ideals. I like that. When we act in accordance with what we really believe, we'll build a stronger foundation for a life that has meaning and satisfaction. How to define your values. To determine your values, you should first consider what is most important to you. Just think about the times when you felt truly happy and proud. What values were at play then? Think about the things you like about other people and the rules you want to follow in your own life. So basically, values are kind of like rules. Write down your core values and think about how they fit with the choices you make every day and your long-term goals. You can make decisions that align with who you are if you understand and accept these ideas. Here's some examples and descriptions of personal values. Personal values are the principles. So they're personal ideals, they're principles and beliefs that guide our decisions. The whole purpose of this video, this channel, is to help us make better decisions, to identify our beliefs and identify principles that we live by. So this whole concept on values, core values, personal values, defining our values, I think is very important. Personal values are the principles and beliefs that guide your decisions and actions, shaping our overall sense of purpose. Especially if we're in active addiction, we need to come up with a purpose in life. I've read some statistics on recovery and active use, and we have to have a purpose. So if we can sit down and go through these long lists, I put some PDFs in. I'll probably find another PDF, put it in this video, but both of my last 2 videos, I put PDFs, but the last video on defining values has some PDFs in there. And I'll read some off of here too. Sorry about that. Ear was itching, but and it did say up here in this previous paragraph, write down your core values and think about how they fit with your choice, the choices you make every day. So it says write them down, right? So if you want to take a second and go grab a piece of a pad of paper and a pencil, go ahead and do that. I'm going to skim over this real quick, about 5 seconds or so. All right, let's do this. So I just said personal values are like principles and beliefs that guide your decisions and actions, shaping our overall sense of purpose. They're rules that we live by, that we set for ourselves. Nobody else sets them for us. Personal values reflect what we hold dear and how we want to live. Here are several examples of personal values and what they can mean for us. Now, I mentioned integrity was one of mine. Doing the right thing even when no one's watching. Doing what I know I'm supposed to do even though there's nobody there to hold me accountable. So accountability would be one of my values too. Hold myself accountable. If I set something or do something, I need to hold myself accountable and live by that. But integrity. Integrity is a combination of strong morals and honesty. It means always doing right even when others disagree with you. In both our personal and professional life, this value fosters respect and confidence. Acting with integrity, ethically, prepares us for the next moral step and helps us establish confidence. Furthermore, it allows us to deal with difficult situations. Okay, situations bring up thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. We make decisions based on the feelings that we are experiencing, based on emotions. So it allows us to deal with difficult situations without feeling a sense of guilt. So deal with difficult situations. So that's integrity. Compassion. A compassionate person feels sorry for others and treats them with kindness. They are aware of others, the problems they face, and the emotions they go through. It means being aware of and knowing the problems and emotions of those around us. Being a compassionate person allows us to create an atmosphere where others feel safe and valued in our presence. Caring about others can elevate and improve our life, as compassion is a value or virtue that lets us make meaningful connections. Responsibility. A responsible person is accountable for his or her actions, and the outcomes, the consequences, the results that transpire from our actions. So we're responsible, or a responsible person is accountable to his actions and outcomes that transpire from those actions. And in order to be accountable for our actions and the outcomes, consequences, we have to be accountable to our emotions. We need to become more aware of our emotions. We need to be more knowledgeable and able to manage our emotions. Part of it is realizing responsibility for your decisions and acting in the required manner. Here's an example about working. Working a job increases your dependability and confidence, enables you to develop personally, helps you support your loved ones, guarantees you conduct nice deeds for your surroundings, and encourages you to interact peacefully with others. It is one way of being a responsible person working. Growth. I find this one to be one that I'm going to put on my list of values. Growth happens when you commit to learning and improving yourself. You keep pushing yourself to get better and stay open to new ideas. This mindset helps us adapt, set and reach goals. Goals are important, and thrive both personally and professionally. Respect. Respect is putting other people's ideas, liberties, and emotions above your own. This is her opinion, so this is that Grace Smith is who wrote this article or this information. Respect means treating everyone, no matter how different, with kindness and consideration. Respect helps us create an environment in which everyone feels appreciated and accepted. This value allows us to communicate more efficiently and cooperate, strengthening our relationships and improving our surroundings. Respect. Authenticity. When we are authentic, we stay true to ourselves and express what we really think and feel. Okay? I think that's a good one. Stay true to ourselves and express what we really think and feel. We align our actions with our values and beliefs, which help us build meaningful relationships and boosts our confidence. Authenticity encourages us to live honestly and be happy with who we are. Authenticity. I like that one too. Courage. Courage is facing problems and taking chances even when we are scared or do not know what will happen. It means fighting for what we believe in and getting past issues, situations, events. When we value courage, it gives us the strength to overcome tough times and make brave choices. We also wouldn't hesitate to try new things and pursue second chances with courage. Wouldn't hesitate to try new things and pursue second chances. This value helps us be strong and take the initiative to reach our goals. Reach our goals. That's what it's all about. Gratitude, gratefulness, being thankful. But a person filled with gratitude would always appreciate and acknowledge the positive aspects of their life and the contributions of others. We can cultivate a positive mindset by refocusing our attention on what we lack, or refocusing your attention on what we lack to what we have. Okay? So refocusing your attention from what we lack to what we have. Practicing gratitude can enhance your well-being and strengthen your relationships with your friends and colleagues. And that's what I was saying about gratitude when I gave, or when I was talking about our mindset and not to focus on the things that we don't want, because that just brings more of the stuff that we don't want, and try to focus more on what we have and what we want, what we're going to do, what we're going to get. All right, next one, perseverance and tenacity. Perseverance is the desire to push on in the face of setbacks and disappointments. A tenacious person can maintain their efforts and attention towards their objectives or goals even when they're faced with obstacles. I like this one. So perseverance and tenacity. I'm going to highlight that one. I'm going to put that on my list too. So I'm identifying what my values are. I've heard of most of these that I've read so far, but I never really put much focus or time into thinking about what values are and keeping those in the forefront of my mind and letting those guide my actions and guide the way that I live. But so yeah, a tenacious person can maintain their efforts and attention towards their objectives slash goals even when they are faced with obstacles. All right, working to build on this trait, this value, can help develop resilience. Now I've seen resilience in a lot of stuff in the RET, in the focus or the control and influence, but resilience. I'm gonna have to get a good definition for that in one of my videos here. But working to build on this trait can help develop resilience, further motivating us to overcome difficulties and remain committed to our goals. So tenacity and perseverance and tenacity. Fairness is a value. So being fair means treating everyone equally and ensuring that choices and actions are fair and unbiased. It means taking into account everyone's wants and rights. By being fair, we help create a balanced and fair workplace that encourages people to trust each other and work together. So I guess work is a good place to, because we spend most of our day at work, right? And most of us get home, we're alone. So, or you're totally distracted by the kids and what they're doing and going through things with the wife or the fiance or the baby mama or the significant other, whatever. But it takes a lot of effort to keep these principles and these concepts at the forefront of our mind. It takes time and it takes a lot of effort to change the way you usually think, the way you usually see things, the way you usually act. But yeah, fairness, okay. But work is where you're mostly at with all your coworkers, and most of us just keep our head down, get through the day. We're there to make a paycheck. Unless you really love your job and you're learning stuff and you're moving up the ladder and all that, it's just a monotonous, same old same every day. We can change that too, I guess, if we look at our work, same old same. It's on us to try to create a happy environment for ourselves, try to challenge ourselves. And I just stay busy, man, and try to just, yeah. Humility. A humble person is aware of their strengths and weaknesses, but does not overly flex their strengths. Humility also means to be ready and open to learn from others, including their feedback. So yeah, even though I know a lot of stuff and I've been through a lot and I'm detail oriented and I'm highly skilled, being ready and open to learn from others, including their feedback, is something that I had to develop that patience for that an awareness of that in me. That I let people express their idea, let them tell me the different way to do something, right? And I see, and then I compliment them. Yeah, that's another way. I didn't think of that. even if I do use that or not, or I think my way is better, fairness, respect, humility. This value encourages a fair view of yourself and helps you build relationships based on mutual respect and cooperation, which is good for your personal and professional growth. Generosity. Generosity means helping others without expecting anything in return. It means doing our part to make our community a better place to live. Being generous can improve our lives and create stronger, more supportive connections with the people around us. Accountability. An accountable person is responsible for their actions and consequences. I'm highlighting that. An accountable person is responsible for their actions and consequences. They own up to mistakes and make amends. Well, I had that. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm changing. Here's the proof. Something I had written down came to my mind. Accountability, yeah. Embracing accountability can foster trust and integrity, and we contribute positively and transparently to our environment. Creativity. A creative person thinks innovatively and explores new ideas. A creative person approaches problems with a fresh perspective, the way we see things, and find unique solutions. Creativity drives personal expression and problem solving, leading to new opportunities and advancements. Loyalty. The essence of loyalty is remaining steadfast and supportive of others, principles, or causes. Even in challenging times, it means showing commitment and dedication. This value builds strong, lasting relationships and reinforces trust, fostering a dependable and supportive network. Yeah, breaking it down just a little bit. Optimism. Optimism, remember the positive, the belief coin? Positive was faith, negative is doubt. Optimism is positive, pessimism is negative. Optimism is maintaining a hopeful outlook and focusing on positive outcomes. If we maintain a hopeful outlook and focus on positive outcomes, we don't give fear, worry, anxiety anywhere to enter. You know, we gotta stop those thoughts of fear and worry and anxiety about future outcomes, the way something might turn out, and then we spend days, weeks, months, years worrying about stuff, having anxiety about it, just to get to that situation, and the outcome that we've been expecting and imagining in our mind never even came to fruition. It never happened. That negative outcome did not happen. Yet we wasted all of our time being completely unhappy, worrying, anxious. So optimism is maintaining a hopeful outlook and focusing on positive outcomes. Hopeful outlook, positive outcomes. It involves believing in the possibility of favorable results despite difficulties. Valuing optimism helps us navigate challenges with resilience. There's that word again, resilience. And encourages a proactive approach to achieving our goals. Goals, man. Goals, goals, goals. If you haven't seen my video on goals, setting goals, check that out. It's a pretty good video. Self-discipline is the next value. Self-discipline is controlling our impulses and staying focused on our long-term objective. It involves setting and adhering to personal standards. So we got principles, we got standards, and we got goals. Embracing self-discipline enhances productivity and helps us achieve personal and professional aspirations. Next one, kindness. Being kind means treating other people with love and care. It means being supportive and empathetic in everyday situations. I got a presentation coming up in the future on developing empathy. So sympathy is basically where you can imagine what somebody's going through and you never actually went through it. I think that's what it is. I'll have to check that out. And then empathy is, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's backwards. I might have to look that up. I'm not going to give you wrong advice right now. I'm going to continue to read this. It means being supportive and empathetic in everyday situations. Everyday situations, people. Family. When you value kindness, you improve the world by making people feel welcome and creating solid and vital connections. Okay? Justice is the next one. To be just, you have to always work for fairness and equality. It means advocating for the rights and well-being of others and fixing imbalances. Values that uphold fairness help people feel more morally honest and make society more fair. Conclusion. Okay. So conclusion here. Just wrapping the video up here. Including personal values in our life will help us significantly increase our sense of fulfillment and direction. Understanding and adopting these ideas allows us to lay the groundwork for wise judgments and real connection building. Living according to our basic values, integrity, compassion, or whatever else speaks to us, helps us confidently negotiate the demands of life. Accept these principles, and we will discover that our behavior reflects our actual personality more closely, guiding a richer and more fulfilling life. Again, that was an article I got offline called 20 Wonderful Personal Value Examples to Live by Grace Smith. All right. I'll have some more on it. I got another one on it. Each one of them gives a little bit more insight, a little bit different descriptions, and adds some other ideas of values. But I know this video is getting long, so you know I gotta get into my nightly entry for the journal here. You guys can write those questions down too, these 4 questions, and answer them yourself every night. I think once I'm done doing this, I might continue to do that. It might be different questions. It all depends on which area of my life I'm trying to shift my paradigm, trying to change the way I look at something, my perception, my outlook. All right. Let's see where we're at here. All right, I read that one. That was the 12th. Positive, I saw 2 inmates go home today. I feel thankful for the miracle. What is my life? Opportunity. Oh, read that one. Can cross that one off. What was positive? What was that the positive for me? It's just being over. All right, so this one is for October 14th of 2011. What was positive and what was negative about today? That's the first question. If you want to write that down and maybe start asking yourself that at the end of every evening. What was positive and what was negative about today? The positive for me is just being sober and in control of my own actions. The negative was that the dorm did discipline PT for an hour. All right. The dorm is the big room with a bunch of bunk beds in it. The entire squad 3. When you first come into boot camp, we were in there, and that's called the dorm. And PT, obviously physical training, but oh yeah, I remember what it was. Yeah. So it was discipline. Somebody did something, and all of us as a group had to participate in the discipline there. So for an hour. All right. What were the main feelings I experienced today? The main feeling that I noticed today was frustration with the talking and disobedience in the dorm. So that's what happened. There was some talking going on. You're not supposed to talk or nothing. You're supposed to sit there with your hands on the top of your legs, looking straight forward. No looking around. No nothing. Just straight forward. Feet together in front of you. Hands, fists closed with your thumbs sitting there on the top of your legs. Just sitting there staring forward. That's it. Reflecting, thinking. That's what it is. Military based teaching you discipline. Third question, guys. So that second question, if you want to write it down, was what were the main feelings I experienced today? All right, so Sergeant wrote next to that one. He says, "You know who it is. If you don't like it, break code. Break the criminal code. Tell on them," is what he's saying. I just wrote, you have to acknowledge what him say. He said, I was just said, yes, sir. But what helped me, question 3, what helped me make it through the day? The book I have been reading got interesting and held my attention. Also, meditation on God's Word. So I was reading a book. I'm not sure if that was To Kill a Mockingbird. I think maybe it probably was because I know we did go to the library and stuff like that and get books. But third question was, what helped me make it through the day? The book I have been reading got interesting and it held my attention. Also, meditation on God's Word. Get a lot of values, a lot of principles, a lot of guidance out of the Word of God. It is designed to show us how to live. And eventually, I got to get back into the Word a lot more. I periodically get in there. I need to get back in there and try to correlate that with what I'm trying to, the information that I'm delivering, the content I'm delivering, and show examples out of the Bible that relate exactly to the stuff that I'm showing. All right, question number 4. What did I learn today? I learned that on October 14th of 1947, a pilot named Yeager broke the sound barrier in an X-1 aircraft designed after a .50 caliber bullet. So a pilot named Yeager, Yeager, broke the sound barrier in an X-1 aircraft designed after a .50 caliber bullet. The sergeant put an initial to that too. So I had to acknowledge that. But that's the 4 questions, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll have another video coming up on core values. List off some more. I'll try not to repeat some of them, but if it's got the guy gives a different explanation, it's by a different person. This one, NIR and FAR, NIR and FAR, FAR. But yeah, we'll get to that one. This one's already going on 35 minutes. But I love you guys. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. Just because we've done something so long does not mean we have to keep doing it. We can get better every day, one day at a time, every day. Peace.